right? Ready to ditch those sluggish vibes and like really dive into a super unique take on productivity.
Sounds good to me.
So we're tackling this question, how to stop being lazy, using this YouTube video.
Yeah.
How to stop being lazy and pathetic.
Catchy title.
Right. And our guide for this deep dive is going to be the video's creator, Liz.
Okay.
And I got to say, she's not afraid to like tell it like it is, you know.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, she blends tough love with practical advice, which I think is such a refreshing change from the usual self-help stuff.
I agree. A lot of that can be pretty fluffy.
Totally. So Liz's main argument, it connects laziness to privilege.
And urgency.
Or a lack of it, right?
Exactly.
She makes this comparison using her own life. She grew up with an immigrant mom.
5 kids to raise.
Wow. Yeah, so hard work wasn't a choice for her mom.
No, it was a necessity.
Definitely. And then she contrasts that with, you know, the complacency that she sees in people who haven't had to, like, struggle.
Right. People who've had things a bit easier.
Yeah. It makes you think, right? If you were in a situation where survival depended on you constantly, like, putting in effort, laziness wouldn't even be an option.
I see what you mean.
Have you noticed that in your own life?
Yeah, actually.
Those times when you were super driven.
Yeah.
Was there, like, some kind of urgency pushing you?
Definitely. I think it makes you realize what actually motivates us. But then Liz takes it a step further. She talks about the halo effect.
Oh, okay. Break that down for me. What's the halo effect?
It's basically like a mental shortcut our brains make, right? We see someone who's successful, maybe an athlete.
Oh, okay.
Or a business leader, and we assume they're good at everything.
They have it all.
Perfect relationship.
Effortless talent.
The whole package.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. We miss all the hard work they had to do to get there, the years of dedication, the grit.
So we're kind of blinded by the shiny results.
Exactly.
And we don't see the grind behind it.
Right. It's like we're tricked into thinking success just happens. And that's where Liz points out that lazy people tend to avoid that kind of effort. They only see the outcome.
They don't want to acknowledge the hard work.
Right. They don't see the consistent effort it takes.
So if we want to beat laziness, we need to shift our perspective.
We have to stop getting caught up in the highlight reel of success.
And look for the hustle, the real work behind it.
Exactly.
Have you ever caught yourself envying someone's success without thinking about all the effort they put in?
Oh, absolutely. All the time.
It's such a human thing to do.
It is. It's a really important point.
Especially when you're trying to motivate yourself.
Right. And Liz actually breaks down her strategy for beating laziness into what she calls life force.
Okay, I like it.
It's made up of 3 key pillars.
Okay, lay those pillars on me. I'm ready to build up my life force.
The first pillar is all about your health and your diet.
Got it.
Liz really emphasizes the connection between what you eat and how you feel.
Makes sense.
Like, if you fuel your body with junk food and you skip exercise.
Yeah, it's a recipe for feeling sluggish.
Exactly. And that's going to demotivate you.
It's like trying to run a car on fumes.
Yeah.
Right. You can't expect to feel energized if you're not taking care of your body. So, pillar number 1, take care of yourself. What about the second pillar?
This one focuses on relationships.
Okay, interesting.
Because Liz actually challenges that urge to isolate yourself when you're feeling lazy.
I do that.
Yeah, it's a common thing.
But she's saying connection is key.
Yes. Reaching out to friends.
Family.
Even a therapist. It can be a huge boost to your mood.
And your motivation.
Exactly. Because it gives you support and encouragement. You remember, you're not alone in this.
That's so true. When I'm feeling unmotivated, I want to hide away.
Yeah, it's almost like a natural instinct.
But maybe that's the opposite of what we should be doing.
It might be. And finally, we get to the third pillar of Liz's life force. Your relationship with yourself.
Ah, self-care. I love it.
Liz is all about introspection and self-care practices.
Like what?
Journaling, meditation, and limiting screen time.
Okay.
Because those things can really help you cultivate a deeper connection with yourself.
You get to know yourself better.
Right. You understand your needs better.
And ultimately, you boost your motivation.
From the inside out.
I love that. So we've got health and diet, relationships, and self-care. 3 pillars working together to help you overcome laziness.
Absolutely. They all build on each other.
And Liz doesn't stop there. She also has some practical tips.
Oh, yeah, she does. We'll talk about those after the break. Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about Liz's advice, not to let emotions control your action.
Right. Taking charge instead of letting your feelings dictate, what you do or don't do.
Exactly. She uses this really simple example. Imagine going through a breakup.
Oh, yeah.
It's normal to feel heartbroken.
Lost, even.
But Liz challenges us to, like, flip the script, see it differently, instead of giving in to the sadness. Think of it as a learning experience, you know?
Yeah.
A chance to grow.
It's about shifting your perspective.
Choosing to find the positive.
Even when things are hard.
Exactly. It's like that saying, what doesn't kill you really
Makes you stronger.
But it's hard to actually look at it that way.
It is. It takes effort.
It does. But it's not about ignoring our emotions. It's more like acknowledging them, processing them.
And then choosing how you want to react.
Right. Liz reminds us that we're not, like, puppets to our feelings.
We have the power to choose.
Yes.
That's a really empowering message.
It is. It's not about being happy all the time.
It's more about realizing that we have control over how we respond to challenges.
Exactly. We can wallow or we can grow.
Okay, before we move on, let's do a quick recap of Liz's video.
Good idea. How to stop being lazy, right?
Yep. Let's put all these pieces together.
Okay, so first, she really emphasizes those 3 pillars of life force.
The foundation: health and diet, relationships, and your relationship with yourself.
Right. So nourishing your body.
With healthy food.
And exercise. Surrounding yourself with supportive people.
And taking time for self-care.
Exactly. Then she stresses routines.
Structure.
Having a plan.
Even for simple things like cleaning.
It can really boost your productivity.
It's like having a roadmap for your day. You know, you don't waste energy trying to figure out what to do next. Just follow the plan. Get things done.
And don't forget about remembering your why. Connecting your actions to a bigger purpose.
Your motivation.
Exactly. When you know why you're doing something, it's so much easier to stay committed.
And push through when things get hard.
Liz also reminds us to be mindful of our past.
Yeah, if unresolved trauma or difficult emotions are holding us back,
we need to address those. Seek support.
Healing takes work.
It does. But it's essential.
If we want to move forward.
With energy and purpose.
And remember that feeling of being stuck.
Yeah.
Liz highlights that continuous progress, like constantly challenging yourself, is key to happiness.
Keep learning new things.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to grow.
Avoid that stagnation.
Which can lead to feeling lazy.
Right. And finally, we need to be mindful of information overload.
So much information.
Define our own version of productivity.
Don't let external expectations dictate our actions.
Right. It's about what truly energizes and fulfills you.
Not what society tells us we should be doing.
Exactly. So there you have it.
That's Liz's advice on how to stop being lazy and unlock your potential.
Practical. Empowering.
This has been so insightful. It's not about shaming ourselves for feeling lazy. It's more about understanding those root causes.
And taking action, right. Creating a more fulfilling and productive life.
I love it.
Me too. It's been great exploring these ideas with you.
Absolutely. Now, in the final part of our deep dive, we'll leave you with some questions to ponder as you continue this journey towards conquering laziness. So we've unpacked so much good advice from Liz,
Yeah.
But the challenge now is actually doing it.
Right. Putting it all into action.
It's easy to listen.
Not along.
But making changes is the real test.
For sure.
So what do you think? What's like the first step?
Well, Liz ends her video talking about taking that initial leap.
Okay.
Overcoming inertia.
I like it.
Starting to build the life you want,
She doesn't want us to be passive listeners.
Right. She wants us to be active participants.
In our own transformation.
Exactly.
Turning inspiration into action. But where do you even start? There are so many takeaways.
It can be overwhelming. I think a good place to begin is to just reflect,
Okay.
What brings you joy? Fulfillment.
Oh, I like that.
Think about those things that make you feel energized.
Alive.
Yeah. Maybe it's spending time with family or a creative hobby.
Learning a new skill.
It's about tapping into those passions.
The things that actually excite you.
Motivate you.
Okay, so you've figured out your passions.
Right. Now, how do you translate that into action?
Right.
Well, remember those practical tips we talked about?
Routines, structure.
Liz is big on those, right? Creating a plan for your day.
Even a simple one. To help you prioritize.
Those things that bring you joy. Make them a regular part of your life.
So you're not letting your day get hijacked by distractions.
Or just obligations.
You're intentionally making time.
For the things that matter most. It's like scheduling a meeting with your happiness.
I love that.
Don't forget about connecting your actions to a bigger purpose.
Here, why?
When you have a clear understanding of why you're doing something,
Yeah.
it gives you that extra motivation.
It's like having a compass, right?
Yeah.
Guiding your decisions.
Your actions, making sure you're moving in the right direction.
It's not about checking things off a list. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your dreams.
Absolutely. And you don't have to go it alone.
Oh, right. Reach out to your support system.
Friends, family,
Therapist.
your cheerleading squad. They can help you stay motivated.
Celebrate those wins.
Offer support when you're feeling down. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, what's the one thing you hope listeners take away from Liz's video? I think the most important message is that you have the power to change.
Okay.
You're not defined by your past.
Your habits.
You can choose how you respond to challenges.
Create new routines.
Pursue a life that truly fits you,
Your passions. Your purpose.
It's an empowering message,
It is. It reminds us that we can create the life we want.
One step at a time.
Sometimes that first step is the hardest.
It is, but it's also the most important. So ask yourself, what can you do today?
Right now.
To break free.
To take a step towards a more fulfilling life.
A more productive life.
That's the question to ponder as you keep going on your journey.
And remember, the power to change your life.
It lies within you.
It's been great talking about all this with you.
Likewise. We hope this deep dive inspired you, empowered you.
To take action.
And that wraps up our exploration of how to stop being lazy.
We encourage you to keep exploring these ideas.
Experiment with the tips. Discover what works for you.
On your path to a more fulfilling and productive life.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep diving deep.